A lot of people want to retire at some point, which is a great goal. But what if you are concerned that you don't have enough? Well, what is enough? Is it $1 million? Is it $5 million? Is it 500,000? The fact is that any one of these amounts could potentially be enough for someone to retire. It really just depends on your unique individual circumstance. So today in this video, I want to look at a couple age 65 with a combined IRA balance of $500,000. And let's take a look how it works for them. Hey everyone, I'm Nick Strobelt with Avalon Wealth Partners. I help people do better in their retirement journey. The step between working and retiring is often one of the most challenging steps to take because it often requires a large leap of faith. During someone's working years, they earned regular income and were able to save along the way. This provided immense peace of mind and financial security. Retiring is exchanging that regular earned income for income received and generated from savings and retirement accounts. This can naturally lead someone to question if they've saved enough. They often ask, will I outlive my money someday? Or, hey, will I eventually have to move back in with my kids? I call this stage retirement anxiety, which is very normal at this point. So how does someone overcome retirement anxiety? Well, there's no perfect solution, but often someone's confidence can substantially increase by creating a simple retirement plan. It's important to note that today's example is a very simplified household. Most households have many more moving parts, but the example today helps illustrate the foundational pieces that we start from when building a financial plan. So if we have the income, we have the assets figured out, we can build on there to create a more complete picture to your unique situation. All right, so now we're looking at John and Jane, and we're doing their data input for their financial plan, their retirement plan. And so we have here that John and Jane are scheduled or planning on retirement at 66, which is going to be January of next year. And so 66 years old, they're both planning on retiring, and they both plan on with a combined expense of $6,000 a month is what they feel that they can live comfortably on, is that $6,000 a month plan. And so we jump over here to their their income. John and Jane combined make a total of $120,000 a year of income from their current jobs, which they plan on retiring from. And John's Social Security, from his Social Security statement he receives in the mail, shows that his retirement benefit would be $2,025 a month if he retired in January of 2024, which would represent him turning 66. And what's to note about Social Security and John's Social Security benefit is that his full retirement age, being born in 1958, would be 66 and 8 months. But he's choosing to retire at 66 and needs his Social Security at 66 and doesn't want to delay another 8 months. So what happens is Social Security, for every month that you take it early before your full retirement age, Social Security calculates that 0.05% would be the penalty for every month. And so John, being 8 months prior to his full retirement age, would have a Social Security reduction totaling about 4.4% of what his full Social Security benefit would be at age 66 and 8 months. And so this $2,025 number on a monthly basis represents that slight discount because he's retiring at 66 versus 66 and 8 months. Also, Jane is under the same scenario. We're pretending that she has the same birth date and retiring at the same time, so the same would apply to her. Based on her credits that she's contributed to the Social Security system, her benefit would be $1,321 a month with a slight discount because it's prior to the full retirement age. And so that's income. And then we jump over to expenses. They have pre-retirement and retirement expense of about $6,000 a month. They want to keep it the same. And so let's look at their finances. When we add it all up, we have John's IRA of $250,000, Jane's IRA of $250,000. They have their home, their primary residence, which is paid off. They did a great job saving and getting that done, which represents $600,000 of their net worth, totaling to be $1.1 million. And so the question is, how likely is it that John and Jane can have a high confidence that they can continue to live on $6,000 a month and not run out of money for the duration of their retirement? Now, granted, 66 is still relatively young, And retirees can live easily 20, 25, 30 plus years in retirement. And so having the money stretched that long is a big question. So let's look at the details to see how that will work out. This analysis, the retirement analysis, helps someone identify if the assets they have is capable of producing enough income for them so that they don't run out of money during the duration of their retirement. We graph this through a Monte Carlo analysis, which shows 1,000 scenarios of market performance, some really good, some really bad, some in the middle, and then mixing up good and bad years. Every likely scenario that someone can imagine, the Monte Carlo analysis will illustrate in the performance. And so under the current plan of taking $6,000 a month, of course, adjusting for inflation every year, what is the likelihood they'll still have investable assets at the end of their retirement, which we're projecting to be about 90 years old? Right now, the median, which is if the market is very average and it continues to be average, they will be okay. They'll have about $448,000 in their account. But if it is less than average, then that's where we get concerned. We show that the 25 to 75% confidence level shows as low as $0 and as high as 1.5 million. Of course, that's a big band between 25 and 75% of the scenarios. But if it's less than average, we don't want to be stuck with no dollars in the investable asset account at the end of retirement. That would be a fail. And so the proper next question to ask is, okay, if we really do want to retire at this age with this amount of assets, are there any adjustments we can do to increase our confidence level? And that's where we can go and look at different adjustments. So let's pretend for a second that instead of $6,000 a month, because that's enough to have some extra fun, you don't really need $6,000. Maybe you only need $5,000. And let's see what it looks like if we just do $5,000. So someone with $5,000 a month, we suddenly see that the 25 to 75% confidence level is as on the low end is 589,000, and on the high end it's 2.1 million plus, which provides a better scenario. Now, the only scenarios where someone runs out of money at this level is if they are at the lowest 25% or lower of market scenarios does someone run out of money at the end of their retirement. And so if someone wants further confidence, they can make further adjustments. But the probability of success in this scenario with this adjustment of 5,000 versus 6,000 means they have a 92% probability of success. But we strive to always get 100% success in every retirement plan so that someone can have a very high degree of confidence that the amount of savings and the amount of investments are enough to cover their living expenses now and into the future. The further we are away from retirement, the more options we have. We can choose to pay off debt. We can choose to increase our savings and retirement account allocations, and we can better plan for the future. However, the 10 years prior to retirement are often considered the most crucial because each year we're making micro decisions that can further increase our probability of success. Or on the other hand, we can make decisions, sometimes unknowingly, that cause us to be further and further away from financial security when it's actually time to retire. And we want to plan for the unexpected. If health challenges get in the way, or if our job security goes away because of a difficulty there, we want to be set up properly so no matter what happens outside of our control, someone is prepared to retire during that last 5 to 10 years when they are planning to retire. Once again, this is Nick Strobelt with Avalon Wealth Partners. If you are interested in seeing how we can help you in your retirement journey, please visit us at www.myavalonwealth.com.